Previously on Natural Dreams Revelation, she calls herself Susan. Mom, what are you thinking?
I think we both know. I'm gonna get some answers.
He just wanted you away from me, even though he slept with your best mate.
Which is why they're not gonna get away with it.
Look, guys, I really appreciate support, and I do, but you don't have to get involved. That's just too damn bad, mate. I'm planning on finishing on what I started, and this time, I'm not letting anything divert me. What's going on about our marriage from this point forward? And as Isaac began kissing Mandy, Rousseau and them kissing each other. How am I supposed to stay loyal to him, knowing that the love of my life is fighting for his life? You have to decide on who you want, Eddie or Julian. Meanwhile, outside the break room, unbeknownst to Jennifer and Lauren, Sasha overheard what's going on and is baffled. Meanwhile, at the Seabrook Motel in Isaac's room, Mandy and Isaac are lying under covers in bed, just as Isaac's iPhone rings. Meanwhile, at the Crestwood Ridge Manor in the living room, Cameron came in and began looking around. Tonali came in, and he turned and saw her. What do we have here? And as Nally went and slapped him. What the hell you think you're playing at? Meanwhile, at the Bayside Diner in the employee room, Jennifer finished sliding her card, clocking her out, just as she heard the door close, and she turned and saw Sasha there. We need to have a chat. Meanwhile, at the LAPD in the interrogation room, Susan is waiting till Stephen came in with a guard. You got about 30 minutes. This is only courtesy of Linda and Wayne's request.
Yes, Trey, we know. Thank you.
Stephen and I need to be alone. And as the guard went and left the room, and as Susan came to a Stephaness. Meanwhile, at the Seabrook Motel in Isaac's room, Isaac got the iPhone that was ringing and saw it's Dylan and answered it. What's up? Good question. Seeing I'm at the diner waiting for you when you said, yeah. Second thought, I'm gonna let you go ahead. I got a situation I need to deal with. Fine. I'll let you know when I find him. Will do. And as Isaac hung up, just as Mandy came back from the bathroom in her robe and went and sat next to Isaac. That was unexpectedly magical. I'm glad you like it because we need to talk. Why do I get the distinct feeling I'm not gonna like the outcome of whatever we're about to dive in? Because you're not. I want a divorce. Meanwhile, at the Crestwood Ridge Manor in the living room, Cameron and Natalie are talking. Nice to see you as well. I just didn't expect to be assaulted. You had it coming and you know it. I had it coming. Don't stand there and act like you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. That's because I don't love. Oh, don't you love me? Don't you dare. It must have been fun sneaking around for months with a married woman knowing that was going to end. That was almost 4 years ago. It is still fresh as yesterday to me. Yeah, to you. Do you have any idea of the damage you've done to Taya's marriage? She loves Howard a lot. Wrong. Loved Howard. As far as I'm concerned, their marriage was doomed way before I came into the picture. But you did, and ruined multiple lives in the process. Why do you even care in the first place? And second of all, this wasn't any of your business. So instead of pestering people on their plums, why don't you do yourself a favor and get over it and get a life? Meanwhile, at the Bayside Diner in the employee room, Sasha and Jennifer are talking. Look, we barely know each other long before we become sister-in-law, but I'm happy tickets. Let's just cut to the chase. I know about you and Julian. I don't know what you're on about. Me and Julian, don't stand there looking daft when you know damn well what I'm talking about. I overheard you and Lauren talking.
Really?
Listening on a private conversation? First of all, it was a break room where anyone could walk in, and second, be grateful it was me and not my brother. You know, the one you supposedly love. I am not listening to this. Yes, you are. Or I'll call my brother and tell him you're cheating on him. Meanwhile, in Sheldon and Jan's office, Michael's doing his revisions on his iPhone. Just as it rings and he saw it's unknown and answer it. Hello? Yeah, is this Michael Hamilton? Yeah, this is him. And who are you and how did you get my number? We'll get to that shortly. No, get to it now or I'm hanging up and blocking this number. Who are you? You really don't watch the news, do you? Goodbye. Wait. Alright. The name is Yolanda. If you want to know more, meet me at the Grand Promenade tomorrow. How would I know to trust you? Well, I guess you have to show up and find out. And as Michael hung up, and as he got up and went and left the office. Meanwhile, at the Graham High School in the conference room, Aaron, Brody, Kristen, and Will are talking. And Brody sensed something wrong with Aaron. Mate, I know what you're thinking. Don't. Chad and Paul is just trying to wind us up a bit. How do you think they know other than Chad's parents filled him and Paul in? No matter, because we can, in the end, going to ace this. And as Rachel came in and closed the door, and as she went and sat beside Aaron and he saw her, what did he say about it? He's cool with it. And as Grace came in and closed the door and went to where they are, and they all saw her. And as Grace noticed Kristen's there, Kristen, I didn't know you want to help out. I want to support my fiancé any way I can. Good. Now, let's get to why we're here. I'm gonna meet someone on the football team. You think they're dealing? I don't know, but there's a new kid being transferred from another school. Charlie Butterfield. So be on the lookout for him. What about Chad and Paul? Surely they're gonna tip Charlie. No, they're not. Because Chad will be finishing his punishment along with CJ and Paul. And before you lot ask, Paul was filming the fight between Chad and CJ. Meanwhile, in the courtyard, Patrick's sitting by the pond. So Olivia came to where he is. And he got up and saw and went to where she is and tried to kiss, but she leaned back. What's going on? You're confusing me. Are we back together, or I'm glad you asked that because I'm gonna clear this matter. I just gotten out of a marriage. Yeah, with a guy you didn't belong. And you suppose I belong with you. Where's this coming from? Did he say something to you? No, this has nothing to do with Carl, and I hate the fact you keep bringing him up. I wouldn't have to if you weren't so damn cryptic like you're doing right now. Is it about the fight? Because if so, he punched me first. I think it's best if we stay mates for now and see how things go. Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles International Hospital in Helen's room, Helen's looking at the picture of a summer gun pic on her iPhone. To someone knock on her door, with Isabella coming in, and Helen saw her sister. Isabella, I was around and about and I thought I'd come check on how you are. I'm doing fine. And as Isabella came in and went to where Sister Helen is. My husband and I got some news about our baby and I want to wait till he comes back. That's fine. In the meantime, I need to tell you something. What's up? And as Isabella got a chair and went and put it beside Helen, and as she sat down, yeah, it's about my husband. Wait, I thought you and Sean are happy. We are. Then, what seems to be the problem here? I found out some information about him. Meanwhile, at the LAPD in the interrogation room, Susan and Stefan are talking. You have no idea how much I missed you. Same here. Just like Vince, well, the real one, a few hours ago telling me to stay the hell away from his family. It is a real shame none of them knew that Damon was Vince. Now, let's get to us. And as they begin kissing each other. So Stefan quickly pulled back. Not to worry. CCTV footage is off, and I really don't want to waste whatever time we have. And as they continue to make out. And as Stefan led Susan to the table, which he got her on. And as Stefan took off his shirt, and Susan did the same thing, just in time for Stefan to get on top of Susan, and as he began to make sweet love towards Susan. Meanwhile, at the Seabrook Motel in Isaac's room, Mandy and Isaac are talking. You want a divorce after sleeping with me? I figured since you didn't, so what we did was pity sex. Don't be like that. You know damn well I love you. Do you really? Because it seems to me you're ready to dump me. And if you think for 1 second I'm letting Wilma get her mitts on you, I don't want Wilma. Sure you don't. You really got some damn nerve after what you did, Mandy. We both knew this would come to an end. Wrong. You knew yourself. You see, you enter a marriage with me, and I don't take too fondly of inland. Besides, look, Dylan's interested in Wilma, not me. I just want to be free for a while. I see. Well, I have another suggestion, since obviously a divorce won't be finalized for months. Meanwhile, at the Crestwood Ridge Manor in the living room, Natalie and Cameron are talking. I happen to care what happens to Taya. There's a thing called overboard, which is exactly what you're playing at here. You're right. I don't have a life, a man, or any of them matter. I just want the people I care about to be happy. You mean with the one you want? What era do you think we live in? The Dark Ages? Why are you even here in the first place? I could ask you the same thing. I agree. And as Carly came in, and Natalie and Cameron saw her. What are you doing here? And how did you find? It doesn't matter how I find. It does matter because I'm calling the cops. Fine. And as Natalie looked at Cameron, this is far from over. It will be for you if I ever see you here again. And as Natalie went and left the living room, while Carly and Cameron began talking. I take that you know each other. Long story. Meanwhile, at the Bayside Diner and Employee Room, Sasha and Jennifer are talking. Well, so much for being friendly. Look, I am not some ordinary girl you met off the block. Family means a lot to me. I also happen to care about family. Really? Because from what I see, you are very conflicted when it comes to who you love. Eddie and I have been through more stuff than you can ever have. You ever had your family kidnapped? Look, we're not comparing notes on who got victimized. I'm talking about loyalty. You married my brother, which means you're supposed to be faithful to him only. This isn't the Dark Ages, Sasha, but I get it. Do you now? What about you and Michael? I see, don't change this around. I'm giving you 24 hours to be upfront with my brother, or I'm telling him myself. And furthermore, this is a blackmail or a threat. It's a promise. And as Michael came in, and as he went and slid his card, talking him out, and as he turned and saw Sasha and Jennifer, who was talking, who saw him. What's going on here? Nothing. Jennifer and I were having some girl talk, didn't we? Yeah, of course. So, and as Michael came to where they are, you ready to go? Yeah. And as Sasha and Michael went and left the employee room, while Jennifer got her iPhone out and began calling someone. Meanwhile, at the Graham High School in the conference room, Grace, Rachel, Aaron, Brody, Kristen, and Will are talking. Nothing really surprises me anymore. Also, I heard you and my sister are in search for your daughter, who happens to be my niece. Do you have any connections? Well, I happen to have a few up my sleeve, and I promise you by this year's end, you'll be reunited with your daughter. I got a question. Where's your dad? Yeah, I tried calling and Mom said they're on holiday, which is a bit weird because normally he'd tell us. I know. I haven't heard from him either. You know what? I'm gonna have a serious chat with our mom. You think something happened to him? I'm not too certain, but I'll find out. In fact, I'm gonna do that right now. Here's your schedules, and as Grace went and passed the schedules out to Rachel, Aaron, Brody, Kristen, and Will. On what we talked about earlier, I want you, Will, to join the football team. And for you, Kristen, I want you to be the cheerleader to get the insights. It'll be done. Good. Rachel, you mind we do this in the office? Sure. I'll see you later. Will do. And as Rachel got up and went and left for Grace. Meanwhile, in the courtyard, Olivia and Patrick are talking. You want us to be mates? Yeah, for now. I just need to take things slow without making it look like I'm dumping Carl just to run into you. Fine. Really? Just like that? I really don't have much choice, Olivia. Anyways, after all, I'm still in high school while you're off at college. Please don't turn this into something. It's you did that. I really thought we had a chance of us being together after everything we went through. I'm doing what's best for my son, Brian. You remember him, right? He comes first, and if you don't agree to this, then I'm afraid we have a problem. You better go. I'm quite certain you don't want to be late for school. And as Patrick got up and walked away. Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles International Hospital in Helen's room, Helen and Isabella are talking. What information? Whoa, someone seems interested all of a sudden. He's my ex, so you proclaim. But moving on. It turns out that my husband isn't Claire and Greg's son. Please don't tell me this is another one of your twisted schemes like you did. First of all, ouch. Second of all, that was different. Kinda wasn't. You had someone did extensive background check on someone named Vince, who was really Damon with Vince's memories, whom you used against a hoax. Alright, I get it. I was wrong to play God with Damon's life, but overall, he's made it quite clear to me that he's never going to forgive me. But what I'm telling you is real. Sean is not a Dawson, and I think Claire and Greg has known all along. Meanwhile, at the LAPD in the interrogation room, Susan and Stefan are finished getting dressed. Ooh, I really needed that after being unknown. Look, Linda and Wayne are working on release as we speak soon. Good. I learned from someone that Jordan is leaving town for good. Let me guess. You want to do the same thing, right? No. Karen thinks she's won, but she doesn't have a clue of what I'm capable of. I was kind of thinking, why don't we get hitched after our release? Okay. Really? Of course. You're the perfect person to be with me, and I don't give a damn what anyone thinks. You and I are a team, all the way to the end of time. I'm glad to hear it. And as they begin kissing each other, just as the guard came back in, tossing them to pull away, and as they turned and faced him. Let me guess, our time's up? It is indeed. And as they went to where the guard is, not you. Someone's requesting to see you. Well, I'm really not interested in seeing anyone, especially them fools. Well, I'm afraid they insist on seeing you. Wait here, they'll be here shortly. And as Stefan faced Susan, hey, it's probably Linda coming to fill you in on what's gonna happen next. Okay. And as they begin kissing each other and pull away, and as Stefan and the guard both left the room, with the guard closing the door, and as Susan head back to where the table is, and arrive, and as she thinking, when I do get out of this place, and I most certainly think I will, I'm planning on picking up exactly where I left off. Soon, Stefan and I will have a future together. But to make certain no one interferes, I'm going to find that lookalike of mine, and I'm going to end her life once and for all. Let me just save you the trouble by saying she's here. And as Susan turned and saw Karen at the door, who came in and closed the door, setting the scene perfectly for the immense showdown between Karen and her lookalike Susan.